Welcome to another video tutorial from Ask the Oracle. Remember, you can find many other Oracle tutorials as well as tips and tricks and answers to your Oracle questions on our website at www.asktheoracle.net. Also, if you're not already a subscriber to our popular newsletter, Oracle Tips and Tricks, then you're missing out on a whole heap of tips and techniques to help you work better, faster and smarter. To sign up, just go to www.asktheoracle.net/oracle-tips-signup.html. In this tutorial, we're going to have a quick overview of Oracle SQL Developer. We're going to find out what it is and what we can do with it. So first of all, what is it? Well, it's a multi-platform Java-based SQL and PL SQL development environment with a language-sensitive editor and tree-like graphical interface database. So what can we do with it? We can use it to view and create and modify data. We can use it to build queries visually using drag and drop. We can create and manage database objects such as tables or views. We can build and run our own SQL statements and debug and PL SQL code, and we can interface with CVS or Subversion. So to get the product, you can get it from Oracle Technology Network. It comes as a zip file on Windows with or without the JDK. You unzip that, then click on Oracle, the SQL Developer.exe file, and it brings up, and it starts the program and brings up this screen. So the first thing we need to do is create a connection to a database. So we click on the plus sign up here, give our connection a name, we'll call it HR, and the username and password, in this case, they're exactly the same. We'll save the password. We'll stick with the default role. We'll stick with the connection type basic. It's already filled in the details for us. The host name, port, usually 1521, and in this case the SID is XE. So we test that. That works. So we say connect. Okay. And now we have a node called HR under our connections node. Notice that it also has a plus sign next to it, indicating that there are other objects beneath HR. So we click on the plus sign, and we see all the types of objects that we can have in a schema, including tables, views, indexes, packages, etc. So we click on the plus sign next to tables, and we see all the tables that we have in our schema. And when we click on one of the tables, it brings up the attributes of that table, the column name, the data types, whether they're null or not, any column comments, etc. And we click on the plus sign next to it to get the same, or to get the list of columns rather. And we also have the data tab. We can also look at constraints, grants, statistics, etc. So we click on data, and we see the data in the table. In this case, you'll notice that there is a fourth column, which is the row number, which the SQL Developer has kindly added for us. We can prove it's not really there by changing the sort order. So we choose to sort by country name descending, and we see that after a fractional pause, Zambia is now row number 1. So what else can we do? We can modify our data. So we'll change row 7, which is Rhodesia. We'll change that to Zimbabwe. So we double click on this field and remove what's there and change that to Zimbabwe. And we tab, and that's posted it, but it hasn't saved it to the database. If we want to save it to the database, we need to click on the tick up here, and that commits changes. We don't have to do that yet. We can go and make further changes, such as inserting a new row. So let's do that now. Let's insert a new row. We'll insert Scotland, so we'll call it SC, and make it Scotland, and region same as the Netherlands. We'll call it region 1. So there we go. Now we've made 2 changes, and we can see that the row we've inserted has a green box around the row number, and the row that we modified has a blue box and a star next to the row number. So we're happy with our changes. We can commit them to the database or post them to the database by clicking on tick, or we can roll them back if we don't like our changes. So let's commit these to the database. And we get a log file which tells us that it was successful. Okay, so what else can we do? We can type in our own SQL. So to do that, we need to get a SQL edit window somewhere in here, SQL worksheet rather. So we'll stick with the same connection. Yep, so now we're entering our SQL code. And here we go, it's given us the template select star from, well, countries will do for us. So we select star from countries. So how do we run it? Just click on this green arrow here, and then it shows us the output again. So we can obviously modify that. While we don't want to have countries, we'll change it to employees. Okay, let's spell it correctly. Employees and departments. So we take that where, again, department ID equals employees.department ID, and we need to go back and change that to make that. In fact, we'll go back and change that to add an E there, give it an alias of E, get that alias of D, so where E.department ID, equals D.department ID. Okay, so we're happy with that. We'll run it. And here we go. So that's the result of our query. And if we make a mistake in there and try to run it, it will give us a syntax error. So there we go. So what else can we do? We can also edit our PL SQL code. So let's see if there's any PL SQL in here. There is. There's add job history, so we can view that. And so here we are. We have a procedure add job history which takes all these parameters, and if we want to, we can run it by clicking on the green plus the green arrow there. And what else can we do? Well, we can also visually create our queries. So let's click on departments and employees. We want to join them, so we need to go back here and drag them over there like that, and ask us what we want to do. So we want to join on them, so we'll apply that, and there we are. It's created a query for us, and we can run that, and then we can see the results. And there we are. That's our brief overview of Oracle SQL Developer. This tutorial was brought to you by Ask the Oracle. For more Oracle and PL SQL tutorials, hop over to our website at www.asktheoracle.net.